I'm delighted joining me now for a panel to discuss what it takes to build the next generation of accountants is Ron Baker, global value pricing expert, Hannah Dawson, founder and CEO of our partner app Futurely, Nicole Rousseau, head of PK Ignite, advisory arm of PKF, Erin Vukilic, accountant at US accounting firm JCCS. One thing they've all got in common is they're on a mission to revolutionize accounting into digital and using cloud technology. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us from various places around the globe. Let's kick off with the first question to Nicole, which is, what does it mean to be a next generation accountant to you?
So thanks, Al. To me, I think the next generation accountant is no longer an accountant purely dealing with debits and credits and the compliance aspect of the engagement. Our industry and the world has changed and we need to change with it. The next generation accountant is going to be an accountant who is a business partner in a client's business, and as such they need a different set of skills versus what we needed 10 years or so ago. You need to be forward thinking and you really need to understand your client's business and the direction in which the client is taking that, and that requires a diversified skill set. So yes, you need to be tech savvy, and absolutely you need to embrace digital transformation, but it's also very important to have these set of soft skills, be good at communicating, be able to have those problem solving skills, and very importantly, be able to have a connection with your client.
Thank you. Ron?
I would say it was something I wish I understood when I entered the profession, which is you're a knowledge worker. And on top of everything that Nicole just said, I would say that means that we constantly have to invest in our intellectual capital, our human capital. So that's the process of lifelong learning, but also unlearning. And I think sometimes unlearning is far more challenging than learning something new, or getting rid of something old. Just discarding old, obsolete knowledge is very, very difficult. To challenge your worldview constantly, to test your theories and your worldview, constantly put them in front of you and challenge them based on new evidence. And that's something I don't think, that's not taught anywhere. You kind of have to self-learn that. And I wish I understood that sooner.
Got it. Erin, what does it mean to you to be a next generation accountant?
For me, the next generation accountant is going to be very adaptable and able to change and shift as the client needs shift, as technology shifts. And that kind of leans back onto Ron's point about being a knowledge worker. You have to be able to continue to learn and adapt and change to all of the new things that are coming out, not only in the compliance arena, but also in the technology arena, and then in your communication to clients as their goals and their wants and needs change throughout your relationship with them, because it is a partnership. So for me, the adaptability and the ability to change is something that is definitely different from the way things were done 20 to 25 years ago.
Got it, thank you. And Hannah, what do you think it takes to be a next generation accountant?
Yes. Hello, Al. Hi, everybody. I'm not an accountant, just I'm doing that disclaimer at the beginning. But I would say that, we all know we've just been through the biggest, the world changing forever for all of us, and small businesses being stretched completely beyond recognition. And it's only probably going to get worse, particularly in the UK. Like it's we're heading into hard times. And for me, I think dealing with accountants every day, I want to start to see firms changing their processes and just starting to think a bit more strategically and tactically about their own businesses in response to their small businesses. So if you have, the skill sets, if you have someone who's brilliant at credit control, if you've got someone who's happy about doing the funding process, if you've got really looking at your entire portfolio, going about which set of my clients need which help, and can we, divvy that up in a more, I guess, strategic is the word I keep using, but that kind of view, rather than it being partner focused and top down, just really making it more disparate.
Got it, thank you. So heard quite a bit there, a theme of soft skills, unlearning, doing things differently. On that basis, what does it take now? What do we have to do differently? What are accounting firms, leaders, hiring leaders and managers have to do differently to attract the next generation of accountants? Erin, I'll come to you on this one.
I think it's going to be a lot of change in general. Culture is number one for me. We need to have the culture that is attractive to the new people coming in and the right people coming in. I think we've got to get rid of the 70+ hours a week during busy season because it's just not maintainable. Even though you may say, well, this is the way we've always done it, or I had to work 70 hours a week during busy season when I was coming up, so everyone should have to. Don't necessarily agree with that. So I think creating that culture of we're going to be working hard for our clients, but we also understand that you have a life outside of that, have some time for community involvement or personal life. Definitely, I mean, work-life balance is kind of the buzzword, but I think it's very important. And then having that culture of openness, of allowing staff to bring their ideas to you or to whoever's the decision makers, and really having an open conversation about where someone wants to go, how they want to proceed in their career. I think openness in that culture is probably the best thing for recruiting the right people into the right position.
Culture right at the top there. Ron, anything to add about how we attract the next generation?
Yeah, I've got to say it would have to be an inspiring purpose. I mean, why does your firm exist, and why should anyone care? And that can't be just because we want to increase efficiency by 5% or have the best processes. I assure you, nobody works at Google or Apple because they have the best systems and processes. They work there because they want to put a dent in the universe. And if all your firm cares about is increasing efficiency and profit, that's not going to inspire anybody, especially today's knowledge worker. I'd also say you have to treat these people like adults. Stop treating them like children. They're smart, intelligent people. They got through 5 or 6 years of college. You don't have to make them account for every 6 minutes of their day. So stop micromanaging them, and let's build firms that are as human as the people inside of them, which means crushing bureaucracy, which means stop looking at inputs and start evaluating outputs. Stop doing the wretched annual performance appraisal, which is kabuki theater on stilts that is just a complete waste of time and doesn't improve future performance. So I think it's things like that that can really make a dramatic difference in attracting today's knowledge workers. And just one more point, today's knowledge workers are actually volunteers, and firms need them more than the knowledge workers need the firms.
Thank you. Very clear. Hannah, your thoughts on the next generation and how we attract them?
Well, you know, with my eldest being nearly 19 and her communication preference being Snapchat, you know, we have to start thinking about these things as we move forward as employers, and you know how communication is going to change completely, and the fact that they're going to be the next generation of entrepreneurs, and you know, and so technology has to play a part in all of this. But compliance isn't going anywhere. It's never going to go anywhere. So I think just finding the most efficient, time-saving ways to do that, so that the fun can be had with the business owners and having the conversations with them about making their businesses better. You know, and again, I harp on about this, not just the 10% of larger businesses who are typically getting traditional advisory services. What about the 90% who, you know, see you once a year? That has to stop. And I hope that it will.
Thank you. I was delighted to find out and a little bit surprised that, a bit like your Snapchat challenge, I'm about to be on Instagram, so I probably need to download that. Nicole, how are you going to attract the next generation of accountants?
Yeah, so I really, like Erin said, 100% agree. It's really, you need to create that environment. You need to, and the same as Ron said, it needs to be, I want to work there. This company, I'm going to enjoy going there every day because we spend so much time at the office. So you need to want to go to work. Definitely the culture, environment, nothing different to what they were saying, environment where they feel open enough to contribute ideas, because then they feel part of the team. And you know, of course, you know, we're all adopting these digital processes like Xero and Dext Prepare, and that's already changing the way that we working. So it's already changing kind of what they do, how they're working on a daily basis. So in a way, they're already gaining these greater opportunities to grow and evolve as individuals. So they almost morph into these advisors that are proactive instead of reactive.